Firstly, there's been some strong criticism there, hasn't there, of the response of the authorities to these protests?
Well, an uneasy calm hangs over Harare. The streets are quiet. It appears to be business as usual, as people are still trying to come to terms with what happened yesterday. Now, the opposition party, the MDC spokesperson, or the spokesperson for Nelson Chamisa, called a press conference last night where he said that Nelson Chamisa condemned the strong arm tactics used by the police and the army yesterday against people who were protesting against what they called a vote that had been stolen from them. What they said was the vote was fraudulent, and they also said that the results had been cooked. We saw the army taking to the streets, firing live ammunition, but these were people who have the right to protest, and if people transgress, they must be arrested. The question is, why was the army called in? Why did soldiers use live ammunition when people had the right to protest? And they were protesting against... They were unhappy with the results, but they're also saying, why is there a delay in releasing the final results, the presidential results? We still have not heard as to when those results will be released. People are hoping that those results will finally come today, but it's unlikely that it will be released anytime soon.
So Ayesha is obviously highly tense there. I mean, what might we expect later today?
Well, yesterday we had election observers from the African countries, from the African Union, from the Southern African Development Community, releasing their findings. They said that while the voting process went off peacefully and orderly, they did raise a number of concerns. They talked about the fact that the ballot papers were designed to favour a particular party. They talked about the voters' roll that was released at the last minute, which gave opposition parties and interested parties very little or no time to inspect the voters' roll. But they also raised the issue of the role of traditional leaders in intimidating and influencing rural voters to vote in favour of the ruling party. And today at 10:30 local time, we are waiting for the Commonwealth to release their findings. Now, Zimbabwe has been isolated for many, many years. One of the things that young people that I spoke to said that they were hoping that after this election, Zimbabwe would be readmitted into the Commonwealth. And they're saying with what has been happening yesterday and with the threat of further violence against protesters, they're saying those hopes of being readmitted into the Commonwealth will be dashed. They want to go and work abroad, and they want to apply for those Commonwealth scholarships. But we'll have to wait and see a little later as to what exactly the Commonwealth election observers will say about their findings about the elections here in Zimbabwe.